Actually, I just heard, I'm going to spring it up. Oh, there he is. G'day, Paul. Paul Cayard's just turned up. Paul, do you want to say something? I mean, you're a winner of the Whitbread. Would you like to come and say g'day? We'll go. Earl, do you want to come up and say a word?
Paul Cayard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, the new skipper.
Oh, jeez, don't talk about it. Hey, good to see you, Paul. Yeah. You want to just, that's for the Facebook Live. You want to just tell us what happened in your Whitbread or your race?
Well, I've been listening, and a lot of what's been said is absolutely true. And I came from a different world. I came
Thank you.
As PJ knows, I came from the America's Cup and Olympic World, battled with the Kiwis in San Diego before I even ever thought about going out in the ocean. And is that my phone? We're getting old, Earl. We can't hear anymore. Anyway, it was the best. I got involved with EF Language. Laurie Smith got out of the way and created a space for me and brought a different mentality to the race. I had a lot of my Olympic and America's Cup buddies on the boat. We almost killed somebody on leg 2. We were lacking in round the world experience, but we knew how to race a boat hard, and we got lucky and won on our first attempt. And the experiences I had are some of the most valuable in my whole life, and certainly in my sailing career. So I love the race, and I loved it enough to do it again. And Earl came with me, and Earl won this race long before I did. So I'm going to pass the word to him here in a second. But I'm going to tell a story that we just shared. I've been talking with Earl just the other day, and you all probably know what a badass Earl Williams is. Even Joey Allen would admit that Earl's a badass. So we were sailing on the leg from New York to Portsmouth, England in 2006 on the Pirates of the Caribbean, which was another fantastic project. It was a bad leg, and one boat sank, and one person, unfortunately, was lost overboard, not from our boat, but it was a very rough leg. And Earl and I are the kind of guys who like to lead from the ground up and lead by example. So one night, after about 5 days of skipping over waves at 40 knots on these boxes that sounded like steel drums being dragged down a cobblestone street, we were down below bilging out the boat together. And I've always considered Earl a badass. Like, I'm afraid of Earl. I'm intimidated by Earl, right? So we're down there bilging out the boat, and we're exhausted, and we're sitting on the generator box, and hey Tom, and I look at Earl, and we're just sitting there like this, and I look at him and I go, "This is fucking crazy, right?" And he goes, "This is fucking crazy." Then I knew I had made it.
Yeah, well, crikey, we go back a long way. I got the opportunity to sail on Flyer as a 21-year-old, and I had done a lot of sailing with my dad and all his mates, and became a reasonable sailor at a young age. And I was just so lucky to get an opportunity to get on Flyer and go out and race around the world. And it was, it was an incredible experience, and all of you in this race here now will be going through the same thing that I went through as a young fella out there sailing through the Southern Ocean with good people who actually become your lifelong friends. And that's a very special part about the race I look around this room now, and I have friends here from Saramco and from Flyer that I raced around 43 years ago, and they're my best friends, and the best time I ever have is when I get together with them on occasions like this. I don't have to look around the world and see Simon Gundry over there and Joey Allen over there, and we've got John Vitale who sailed with us, and some fantastic sailors. I could go on for a while. But there's something very special about round the world sailing that we're so lucky to experience. I did go on and do another 4 or 5 of the races, on other boats with other people, and one of the greatest ones I did was with Paul, with Pirates, which was a special campaign because we got a boat. Paul got the boat very, very late. He called me up. He called me up one day and he said I was doing other stuff, and he says, Earl, what are you doing next week? And I said, well, I don't know what's on. He says, well, can you do the round the world race? And so I rocked up to Portugal a week before the start with Paul, and off we went. Right, and the first night we went. And the first night we went out, and I'd never been on a Kenton keel boat, and they were a little different to the average keel boat. And we'd headed off, and we were straight into a gale force winds, and we were reaching or running or going really fast. And this thing was touching 20, 30 knots, you know, and Paul was up there driving it. He drove it all through the daytime. He never really gave me a turn. But then, you know, and then it got dark, and he said, hey, Erle, it's yours. Yeah.
Well, that's not exactly right, because you were down below.
No, after that. So anyway, no, but afterwards. So anyway, so he says, here, Earl, have a go. You know, so I'm on this friggin' Kenton keel boat that's doing 20, 30 knots, and it's all over the place, and it took a little while to settle down. And then we go through the night a bit, and then I have a rest, and Paul comes back up again, and he's sailing the boat, and he pushes the boat pretty hard. And the next thing, there's a big bang, a really big bang. And what had happened, the Kenton keel boats, they have these flaps underneath them, and the whole, we called them the bomber doors, right? And the bomber doors, you know, they blew off. They weren't put on very well, and they just blew off, like these big things came off. And now the water's, we got this hole where the rams are, and with a perspex top on it, and there's water spurting out all these bolt holes, you know. And we're doing 30 knots down this wave, and I'm going, well, I say, hey, Paul, I think you should slow down a bit here, man. They're like, this looks like it's going to explode, you know. And anyway, he slowed down. It took a while to get him to slow down, but anyway, slowed down, and you know, we were about to, and we turned around. We had to pull out. We were about to sink, and we turned around. We went back to Cascais, and we ended up flying the boat on an Antonov to Cape Town to join the next leg, right? So we had the 24-hour record, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they never gave it to.
12,000 miles.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
That's the record.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a record. They never really is. But anyway, you know, those are the experiences that you remember, and the times that with the great people that go through those things. The Whitbreads is such a cool thing to do. I really, you know, all of you that are doing it now, you know, I take my hat off to you, and just, you know, you'll come out of the race and you'll be so much richer in your life for it, for the people you've met, the experiences you've had, and you know, just great times. And I could go on forever about the great things I've done in the round the world race, but I won't. But look at, that's PJ's job, right? So, and just, isn't it great to have PJ here? I mean, he's PJ's been the voice of yachting all my life, and I have the utmost respect for you. And Barry was a shore manager of Fly, and we go back a long way. And we had a wonderful time with Fly. It was a special time, and I just thank you all, and I wish you all the best. And one hand for the boat, guys, and hang on.